In the heart of an ancient African village, where legends live and secrets breathe, a princess married a stranger with shining armor. But under that charm was a hyena's hunger. A mystical African village nestled between tall baobab trees, sacred hills, and savanna grasslands. The people live in clay huts with thatched roofs, wear colorful woven fabrics, and practice old spiritual traditions. Magic and ancestral spirits are deeply interwoven into daily life. The village of Ugwume was preparing for the great harvest festival when a mysterious warrior arrived. Clad in glimmering bronze armor and bearing gifts of spices and gold, he introduced himself as Kosai, a royal from the eastern hills seeking alliance through marriage. Princess Amara, beloved only daughter of King Abanji, had long refused suitors. But Kosai's bravery, stories of war, and noble bearing intrigued her. Though the village elders felt uneasy, the king, growing old and eager for protection, approved the union. That night, drummers beat deep rhythms as Amara married Kosai in a lavish ceremony under the baobab moon. In the weeks that followed, strange occurrences unsettled Ugwume. Cattle vanished. Drums echoed at midnight with no drummers in sight. Hunters spoke of bones scattered in the woods, and of a foul stench near the hills. Amara, though blissfully in love, began to notice Kosai's odd habits. He would disappear at dusk, return with his armor muddy, and sometimes mutter in a tongue unknown even to the griots. One night, she followed him. Beneath a crescent moon, she saw him shed his human skin like a robe, revealing the form of a massive hyena, upright, snarling, and covered in matted fur. He howled, and a pack of spectral hyenas joined him. Kosai was no man. He was Ugwume, the Hyena King. Amara returned in horror, trembling. She could not confront him directly, his strength was unmatched. She needed allies. So she sought the vulture seers, outcasts who lived atop the cliffs of empty Iroko, feared by men and gods. The vultures, with sharp eyes and sharper minds, agreed to help. Their leader, a three-eyed elder named Kakpo, revealed the ancient feud between vultures and hyenas. In exchange for their help, Amara promised them a share of Ugwume's power. With dark feathers and shadow spells, they taught Amara how to weaken Ugwume's binding magic. She began poisoning his meals with powder from the death tree and inscribed protective symbols under the palace walls. During the eclipse festival, the vultures swooped down from the cliffs in an orchestrated attack. Pakpo's talons blinded Ugwume's right eye, while Amara used the sacred god to trap his spirit as his body staggered and split between man and beast. The villagers cheered. Ugwume's disguise melted. When they saw the fur, the claws, the truth, they screamed in both relief and horror. Amara was hailed as a savior. The throne, now hers, was protected by a new alliance, the vultures, who perched atop the palace spires like guardians. But power is a poison with many flavors. Pakpo and his kin, once humble allies, grew greedy. They demanded land, tribute, and blood sacrifices to maintain protection. Fields turned dry, not from drought, but from shadows cast by cycling winds. Amara objected, and Kakpo reminded her of the deal. You gave us power. You gave us a throne beside yours. That night, the palace guards were found dead, their eyes plucked. The throne room was stained with blood. Amara fled into the sacred forest, heartbroken and betrayed once more. Alone, Amara sought the wisdom of her late grandmother, a priestess buried beneath the great baobab tree. In a trance under the moonlight, she heard her grandmother's voice. Those who dance with beasts must learn their rhythm, or change the drumbeat. With ancestral spirits and the whispering trees guiding her, Amara carved the staff from the baobab's heartwood. It pulsed with old power, pure, balanced, untouched by beast or carrion. With her new power, Amara returned, not to reclaim a throne, but to end the plague of ambition. She met Kpakpo on the palace rooftop at dawn. "You promised unity," she said. "And you promised power," he hissed. They clashed in sky and fire. Feathers and flames fell across the village. At last, Amara summoned the ancestors' wind, which blew Kpakpo and his kind beyond the hills, never to return. Amara, though victorious, refused the throne. She rebuilt Ugwume as a council-led village, ruled by wisdom rather than bloodlines. She wandered after that, visiting other villages, warning of hyena kings and vulture lies. She became a legend, not because she ruled, but because she chose not to. In the quiet nights, Griot sang her tale. Beware the beast in beauty's robe. Beware the wings that promise hope. For power, once borrowed, seeks to own. And even queens can walk alone. If you enjoyed this tale, like, subscribe, and share for more African fantasy stories. Stories are not just told, they are lived. Until the next tale, travel safe.